South Korean star baseball players are rocking the Major League Baseball, making headlines with their record-breaking performances. LA Dodgers pitcher Ryu Hyun-jin has been named National League's Pitcher of the Month for May, while the Texas Rangers hitter Choo Shin-soo racked up 200 career home runs. Today, we go in-depth about the star players' remarkable achievements with a baseball columnist and commentator, Hoon-ki. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Sure.
Star baseball players of South Korea, Ryu Hyun-jin and Choo Shin-soo, are making sports headlines with their record-breaking performances.
Right.
What's your observation of their recent plays?
Ryu Hyun-jin, he's just simply amazing. You know, all the records show that he's the best pitcher in the Major League Baseball right now. 1.35 ERA is the first, and then 9 wins also ties first. So he's clearly the best pitcher so far. And Choo Shin-soo hit 11 home runs and 28 RBIs and 41 runs. 41 runs ranked 8th, and .920 OPS is 10th among American League hitters. So he's playing his best season so far in his career.
So the best pitcher in the whole of Major League Baseball, that is quite impressive. How are the foreign media and fans outside of Korea seeing these two players?
Well, at Dodger Stadium these days, Ryu Hyun-jin gets a standing ovation whenever he pitches. So, and yesterday MLB.com reporters vote for the pre-Cy Young Awards. Do you get 35 votes out of 38? That impressive.
Wow.
And all the medias, not only Korea but in the States, they're competing for the Ryu Hyun-jin articles these days. As far as Choo Shin-soo, Texas Rangers manager Chris Woodward recently said, if our hitters hit like Choo, we can be the best offensive lineup in the league. Choo, fans and reporters and players, media, all respect Choo Shin-soo.
What do you think is their biggest driving force behind such remarkable performances?
Hard work. And hard work, and more hard work. You know, of course, Choo Shin-soo and Ryu Hyun-jin, they have tons of talent. But in the major leagues, a lot of guys with a great talent. With their work during the off-season, Choo Shin-soo and Ryu Hyun-jin, they are on top of their physical condition these days. And they're a very smart ball player. And also, they learn a lot through the tough times like injuries, surgeries. I think these days the two players play their best baseball so far in their career.
Hard work is definitely one of the representative traits of South Koreans.
Right.
Now, LA Dodgers pitcher Ryu Hyun-jin had been named the National League's Pitcher of the Month for May, becoming the second South Korean pitcher to receive the recognition following South Korea's baseball legend Park Chan-ho. How significant is this award?
Well, there are about 180 to 200 pitchers in the National League and also American League. So Ryu was selected as the Pitcher of the Month. That means he was the best among 180 National League pitchers on the month of May. That awards, Chan-ho, like you said, Park Chan-ho got this award like 21 years ago, first Korean-born player. Now Ryu Hyun-jin is the second Korean player who got these big awards.
Now, who selects the National League Pitcher of the Month?
There are two leagues, American League and National League. They have their own office each. And then since 1975, National League office every month select the best pitcher of the league.
What do you think is Ryu Hyun-jin's biggest strength?
Well, he has a lot of strengths, but he has excellent command and control of his 6 different pitches. Most of the pitcher have like 2, 3 good command of pitches, but Ryu Hyun-jin has 6 different kind of pitches with good commands. And his average four-seam fastball is actually about 5 kilometers slower than Major League Baseball average. But he's a super baseball smart, very, very smart and very good feel for the game and the situation. So he has no pattern of tactics. Like, he go with the flow of the game precisely. So the hitters never can read him. So that's his biggest strength.
So his plays are quite unpredictable, but very smart.
Very smart.
Ryu Hyun-jin has entered his 7th year in the Major League Baseball. And given his latest achievements, do you think he'll be able to play in the All-Star game?
All-Star game, okay. If All-Star game starts tomorrow, he's not only the All-Star, but he's the starting pitcher of the National League. He's that good so far. And Dave Roberts, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, he's going to manage the National League squad in Cleveland this year, next month actually. So everything seems to be, it looks pretty good for Ryu Hyun-jin.
So he will undoubtedly be playing in the All-Star game.
He will.
Now let's move on to the choo-choo train. The Texas Rangers hitter Choo Shin-soo has now racked up 200 home runs in Major League Baseball, becoming the first Asian player to achieve the feat. How big of an achievement is this?
For example, like if you hit 10 home runs per season, it takes 20 years to get this record, 200 home runs. Well, there are many players in the Major League who hit 200 home runs, but that's not all the players. Simply saying, among Asian players, Matsuhiro Hideki hit 175 home runs, who is the second place, and then Ichiro hit 117 home runs. Choo Shin-soo is the only player who reached 200 home run records, and then he has 2 more seasons left.
That is such a remarkable performance. Choo Shin-soo turned 36, though. He turned 36 this year, and in baseball years, this is quite an old age. But I guess age is nothing but a number for Choo Shin-soo. Could you tell us more about what kind of a player he is?
Well, actually, he's going to be 37 next month.
Oh, is he?
Yes, and then, Choo Shin-soo, he has like never give up spirit. He works hard, not only works hard, but he's trying to be better all the time. And not only works hard, he's challenging his limit all the time. For example, he changed his hitting stand and then swing before last year. It turns out to be pretty good in the first half and then not so good in the second half. So during the winter, he changed it again, which is pretty tough for the players, but with his age, that's just amazing effort. He plays baseball right and always gives his best. So that's why Choo Shin-soo is the respected leader in the clubhouse and among all baseball.
Could you elaborate more about his contributions to the team?
Actually, if you go to the clubhouse of the Texas Rangers, all the young players just get along around him, asking questions, and he's not only talking, but he showed them that how to do it by himself. His work ethic and his efforts and everything. Every young player just look upon him.
So he is definitely sort of like the leader figure of the clubhouse.
Definitely.
But I guess even for Choo Shin-soo, there is still room for more achievements. What other record-breaking performances can we expect from him, other than those we've seen so far? Or are we expecting too much?
Well, he's 30. He's going to be 37, but he never stops. So he's already on top of the home run list among Asian players. But with 47 more RBIs, he's going to pass Ichiro for the first place for RBIs among Asian players. And also, he probably can be an All-Star second year in a row. With his age, 2 years in a row of All-Star, it's amazing. Now,
how many victories do you expect Ryu Hyun-jin to end the season with?
Wow. Before the season, Ryu Hyun-jin jokingly said he's going to aiming for 20 wins. Well, actually, 20 wins is like God-given number, but he has 9 wins already. He's going for his 10th win next week. That means now 20 wins seems to be very realistic for him. Barring the injuries, he's going to surpass his 14 wins he got few years ago. Definitely more than 15 and trying for 20 wins he can.
So you think he could wrap this season up without being affected by his previous injuries?
That's hard to tell, but since he was trying really hard and his conditioning and preparation of the game, I think he's way past his injury days.
That's good to know. Now, word has it that Pittsburgh Pirates hitter Kang Jung-ho is nearing his return to the MLB. What's your assessment of his recent plays?
No, he couldn't play for 2 years, and he needs time to adjust back to Major League Baseball pitchers. But he plays 8 games at AAA level now, and his batting average is .444. He still has power. He already shows power, so we'll see him playing for Pittsburgh pretty soon, I hope.
Now, many South Korean players are entering the Major League Baseball. Could you tell us, many South Korean players, are entering the Major League Baseball. Could you tell us what are some of the required qualifications to enter the MLB?
Like old days, a lot of young players, young Koreans went to the Major League clubs. The Major League clubs signed many young players out of high school in Korea, and they had pretty hard time. Only like few, Park Chan-ho, Choo Shin-soo, or Kim Byung-hyun, and some players got succeed, but more than 50 players failed. Because there's a lot of cultural difference and a lot of pressure and loneliness, language barriers, cultural barriers. So these days, it's more realistic that like Ryu Hyun-jin has some good career in KBO League and then going for the Major League. That's more, it seems to be more realistic these days.
Just on top of your head, could you name us some of the latest rookies who you think may be able to enter the Major League Baseball?
Well, actually, these days the Major League Baseball clubs are still very interested in Korean players, but recent failures, the young players is pretty hard for him to go to the major leagues. It's been proven that way. So it's more like top tier players among KBO League, professional league players. They have good chance to go to major league, but not the amateurs.
Now, before you go, could you brief us on the major game schedules of these South Korean star players this month?
Sure. First of all, Ryu Hyun-jin is playing to pitch next Tuesday, the 11th, against the Los Angeles Angels. Ryu Hyun-jin previously shut out the Angels. It's been a while, but he has good records, and he's going for 10th win next Tuesday. And Choo Shin-soo is playing almost every day, and Choi Ji-man, he's the also regular first baseman for Tampa Bay Rays. So he's hitting pretty good these days. And other pitcher, Oh Seung-hwan, is pitching out of bullpen for Colorado Rockies.
All right, thank you, Mr. Min, for
Sure.
your insights tonight. Let's hope for the best for these South Korean star players.
Thank you.
And that does it for this edition of News in Depth from all of us here at Arirang. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you right back here, same time next week. Have a great weekend.